Snowbird season is over, and with it, most of the buyers have vanished. But here's the twist. A new kind of buyer is stepping in. Not the ones chasing bidding wars or paying top dollar. These are the savvy buyers, the ones who said they'd wait, and they did wait. Now they're back, and they're buying smart. They're choosing from the best inventory we've seen in years, snagging Gulf access canal homes under $500,000, landing $1 million views without the $1 million price tag, even locking in brand new dream homes on the river at prices that make Sarasota, Naples, and Fort Lauderdale look like luxury markup. This is a buyer's market, and for those who know how to play it, and in this month's update, I'll show you how to make the most of it. Now, if you're watching this, you're already ahead of the curve because what happens next in Cape Coral could impact your real estate future more than you think. Let's break it all down. Welcome to the May 2025 Cape Coral Market Update. I'm Cessna, your local real estate guide here in sunny Cape Coral, helping you cut through the noise and make smarter moves in this ever-changing market. Thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or investing? You're not the only one. Many other people just like you have already taken the first step with a quick video consultation, and now they're living their version of the Cape Coral dream. Let's create a strategy that's built around your goals. Click the link in the description, call or text to schedule your free video consultation today. Your piece of paradise might be closer than you think. Now let's go ahead and jump into the numbers and see what they are really telling us about the market.
Welcome to the Cape Coral Market Update for May 2025. We have a lot of great information to go over and I'm excited to jump right in. Welcome aboard. My name is Cessna, your Cape Coral waterfront realtor. And this market report is going to go over the inventory, how many homes we have currently available here in the city of Cape Coral, how many homes sold over the month of April. We're going to compare that back 3 months and we're going to go back an entire year. And then we're also going to look at days on the market and a lot of other great information. So is now the time to sell? Is now the time to buy? I think you all know the answer to that question, but we're going to dive a little deeper so we can go over the numbers and actually prove what we're talking about, because it's important to actually look at the numbers to understand how things are going and not just pay attention to the media, because the media's got a lot to say, but a lot of it is inaccurate. So let's jump in. First up, we're going to look at market indicators. This is how we know what the market is doing. First up is inventory. How many homes are currently available on the market for sale? This is supply, median price point. How many what is the median price point of homes selling here in the city of Cape Coral? 50% of the homes sold above this amount, 50% of the homes sold below this amount. Then we're gonna look at days on the market. How many days are homes sitting on the market before going under contract? And then closed sales. This is actually homes getting to the finish line, homes actually selling. So it's important to understand this number because this shows the demand here in Cape Coral. So the very first one we're going to look at is active inventory. Currently we're sitting at 3,336 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral on the market. These are single family homes. That's what this report is all about. So this is all single family homes, whether it's on dry lots, Gulf access, freshwater. This report is all about single family homes. So currently 3,336 single family homes available. January 2025, we had 3,499 homes available. And then April 2024, 1 year ago, 2,786 homes were available. So as you can see, we've jumped up quite a bit from last year. However, we did hit a peak right in February where we had the maximum amount of homes for this year. This is when the season is kicking into place. So we always see inventory jump up around December, January, and into February in anticipation for the snowbirds being here buying. So that's what happened. So we did get through season. Now our season this year was not as strong as it was last year. It wasn't terrible. We're going to compare numbers, but it certainly wasn't as good as it was last year or the years prior. However, we are still seeing a strong month here in May as we did in May. So we'll see how we finish completely here in a couple of months, especially as we go into the summer. We really start to slow down around the middle of August. So as we go forward, you're going to want to make sure that you watch those reports. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can make sure you get notified when the new reports come out. So looking here, this is where we've been for the last year. As you can see, April, May, we did shoot up last year, January, February. April and May, we peaked, and then we started dropping throughout the summer as fewer homes were going on the market and we were starting to run through the inventory. And then as we started getting closer to January, whenever the snowbirds start to show up, we started to see inventory ramp up again. And we actually hit 3,500. And then the last couple of months, we haven't been seeing as many homes coming to the market, and we've been seeing more homes selling, and we're starting to see that drop a little bit. Now we're going to drop as much as we did last year. No, we're up quite a bit. We're up well above 3,000. Are we going to get below 3,000? My guess would be this: probably not. Probably not until next season, whenever the snowbirds come in. If interest rates drop, then we will see that that inventory start to get taken up. But right now, I don't think we're going to fall below 3,000 anytime soon, especially not through the summer and into the fall. But we are monitoring that monthly and daily. So let's jump on to the next one here. We've got median price. This is our median price point. April 2025, it was $375,000. 50% of the homes in Cape Coral sold above this amount, 50% sold below this amount. January 2025, not much difference, $375,000 for January. However, in February, we were sitting at $400,000. So it fluctuates up and down. And then April 2024, 1 year ago, we were sitting at $415,000. That was a pretty strong month, April 2024. The snowbirds were here and they were buying, and it drove up that price. And this is where we're at. So over 400,000, we can see we're played right around 400,000, went under it, up, and then down a little bit more, then up again, and then down. In the last couple of months, we've been right around the 480 to 470. I'm sorry, 380 to 375. So we'll keep an eye on that. Is it going to tumble a lot more? I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to tumble much, especially as we go into the summer months. However, there are a lot of opportunities to be had because inventory is so high and sellers are getting a little anxious, and they are giving some discounts on the price. So if you're working with a great agent that knows how to negotiate those prices, you are seeing some good opportunities there. Next up, we have days on the market. How many days are homes sitting on the market? April 2025, 52 days on the market. January 2025, 49 days on the market, and April 2024, 1 year ago, 50 days on the market. So as you can see, we haven't seen a lot of fluctuation there. It's been right around the 50 days on the market. Now, February, March, we did have a lot of inventory hit the market in December and January, and it was taking a while to sell because we had so much inventory, and it did spike up to just over 60 days on the market in February and March, and then we dropped back down again for April. Closed sales, April 2025. So in April, we had 496 closed sales, almost 500. That's a great number. It's not as good as it was 1 year ago at 539 homes on the market or selling on the market here in Cape Coral, but 496 closed sales is still pretty strong. January 2025 was one of the worst months we've had in years at only 263 sold homes. And that was just tough on that one. And that was people that put their homes under contract in December. We don't see a lot of sales in January because people are more focused on the holidays, but we got back to April, and as you can see, March was really strong, and then April was pretty good as well. It's 496. Now January and February were kind of weak. Now there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and I think it's really hurting buyer confidence. We're not seeing the buyers show up like we thought they would, whether it's interest rates or the stock market going up and down. There's just a lot of uncertainty. So once we get more clarity on what's going to happen over the next few years, I believe we're going to start to see these numbers jump again. But season this year, I don't want to call it a disappointment, but we didn't have as many buyers here as we were expecting. I thought we'd have a lot of great buyer confidence. I thought people would be really excited to be here buying their winter homes or buying their forever homes. A lot of people retiring up north and heading down, but no, 496 homes in the month of April is not a small number by any means. I was expecting that to be closer to 600. So we're going to go forward. I think we'll have a strong summer. We still keep seeing the buyers showing up. I've been helping a lot of buyers from the north, even had some from out of the country contact me, and we're getting homes under contract, and we're actually getting some pretty good deals right now. So if you're in the market to buy, now might be a great time to start thinking about what you're doing. Let's jump ahead. So these are the current trends. This is really kind of looks into exactly what's going on from a week-to-week basis. So the first week of April, we had new listings, 172 new listings. We had 162 sold homes or closed homes in that week. And then if we go on down here to pending, we had 152 homes went pending the first week of April. And then price increase and price decrease. So we have been seeing decreases, 463. And a lot of that had to do with people just overpricing their homes because people are pricing them extremely high. They're expecting to get the same prices that they got a couple of years ago during the pandemic and after the pandemic when we really saw the rush to Southwest Florida here. Now we're still seeing people come into the market, But people that are selling, they do have to understand what the market's doing right now, and it is a buyer's market, so buyers are controlling that market, and they're always trying to put the prices high in order to get the most amount of money, which I agree with that. You want to maximize your potential. However, you do have to be realistic in your price. And so that's why we're seeing so many price decreases. I don't believe it's so much as the prices are dropping and dropping and dropping, although it may give that illusion. It's just that houses are being overpriced. Now, here's May. We got into May, new listings, 170, very similar, sold 117. So we can see that did start to slow down from 162 for closed homes. Now, these are homes that went under contract probably around the end of March into April, and they actually closed the first week of May. If we go on down to pendings, now we have 163 pending right now. That's actually more than we had the first week of April for May. And then price decreases 363 as opposed to 463. So we're seeing that start to align a little bit. However, that's a huge number still. So a lot of stuff's going on there as far as homes being overpriced or people trying to play catch up in order to get the buyers before they leave town. All right, other key numbers to be aware of. Sold price per square foot, $244 a square foot. That's where we're at right now. It's a little bit lower than we were last month at $255 a square foot. List price received. This means the discount that sellers are giving off the final list price is 97.7%. So just over 2% people, the average buyer is getting off homes here in Cape Coral from the list price. New listings, 837 new listings hit the market in the city of Cape Coral in April of 2025. Months of inventory, this is huge. People think that it's just out of control here, but because we did have almost 500 buyers in the month of April, based on the amount of inventory that we have, we still only have 6.7 months of inventory. That means if not another new home came on the market and we still follow that pattern of 500 sales, it would take us about 6.5 months to completely sell out our inventory here in Cape Coral, which is definitely a small number. Once we get under 6 months, then it is a neutral market. Under 4 months is considered a seller's market. So we're far away from a seller's market, but we're certainly not into a crashing market like a lot of people would have you believe. We still have a lot of buyers showing up and taking advantage of the opportunities right now. Next up, key numbers. So inflation peaked at 9.1% back in June 2022. We're currently sitting at 2.3%, and we're seeing that drop. Last month it was at 2.4%, so that's a great sign, seeing inflation come down. However, interest rates are not dropping as much as we thought they would. We did peak at about 8% back in November 2023. We're currently sitting at just under 7%. Now, towards the beginning of the year, we were a little lower than that, and then we have been creeping up. So we're keeping an eye on that. Our target is 6.5%. Now, if we go below 6%, I think things are going to get a little crazy. And depending on who you talk to, some people think that we're not going to see any decreases by the end of the year. Other people think that we're going to be well below 6% by the end of the year. So it's just a matter of who you talk with on that one. Now, unemployment is creeping up just a bit. We have been around 3.9, 4%, 4.1. We are at 4.2% right now, but it's been fluctuating around 4% for the last couple of years. So if that does start to jump up, though, if we get up to like 4.5, 4.6, that could drive interest rates lower. So all these numbers kind of tie together for what's going to happen. So we kind of monitor those to see what's happening. Supply. So currently we have 3,336 homes available on the market as of today. Year-over-year increase of 19.75%. So that's a jump up from where we were last year. Of course, like we went over that when we just reviewed the inventory, a 20% increase. I would like to see this number be down around 2,500 to 2,600, maybe 2,700 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral. I think that would be a very healthy market. Anything over 3,000, we are what I would call extreme inventory right now. So, but what does that mean for sellers? It means their homes are going to sit on the market unless they have a nicely updated or a newer home, or there's something special about that home. It's going to sit on the market longer. The homes that are selling faster, ones that have been updated, the brand new homes, things of that nature. And then buyers have opportunities to come in and find out exactly what they're looking for. They can handpick what they want, and they can typically get the price they want as well. Demand. So population is estimated now we're over 240,000 people here in the city of Cape Coral. We continue to grow. Over the next 5 years, we're expected to hit 250. I'm sure that number's much higher nowadays since we're already at 240. And by 2030, they were saying 250, but we're probably going to be closer to 275 by the time we get to 2025. 2030. By 2050, they're saying 320,000 people. We're often ranked as one of the fastest growing cities. And the people that we're seeing buy right now are folks that are retiring up north and they're buying their forever homes here in Cape Coral. They want that Gulf access canal in the backyard so they can park their boat and then head out into open water as they desire. We're also seeing a lot of retired folks buy second homes here or anticipation of retiring the next few years. So they have that home ready to go and they're locking in the homes at great prices. Okay, so is now the time to buy? Absolutely. Right now is a great time to buy. We're at the end of Snowbird season. There are so many options right now with well over 3,000 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral. That's single family homes. You've got your pick. No matter what your price point is, you're going to find a great home at a really good price. So now's the time to take advantage of that. Whether you're concerned about flooding, like if you want to make sure you're not in a flood zone, you want to make sure a home's not going to have super high insurance rates. There's a lot of options. If you want a home that's brand new, we've got tons of spec homes all around the city. You can pick your location. We'll find the great home for you, whether it's on a Gulf access canal or on a dry lot. You have options, whether you want to be close to downtown Cape Coral or you want to be in the northwest Burnt Store Road area. A lot of great opportunities up there as well. So it's a buyer's market. We're at the end of season, like I just said. The snowbirds have gone home. Therefore, we don't have as many people here, so you don't have as much competition. Sellers are a little anxious. So right now, if you are looking to buy, you can come in and negotiate great deals. Sellers willing to negotiate. So that's what we're seeing a lot. Some of the sellers are helping pay down closing costs. They're helping pay down the rate to get you that lower rate. So even though maybe you are paying close to asking right now, you're able to take some of those concessions and you're paying down that rate and you're getting a much lower payment. So that's a good opportunity too if you're planning on holding the home for a little while. And then, but the big thing is that sellers are willing to negotiate and you don't have that competition like we did a couple years ago where there were 3 or 4 people trying to bid up the same price. Is now the time to sell. I just did a video on this and you might want to check that out on my YouTube channel. But right now, if you are thinking about selling or you want to sell, you may want to think about holding off unless you absolutely need to sell. Now, I understand if you're moving because of your job or maybe for family reasons or you need to get back north. I understand that, and that's fine. But right now, unless you need to sell, there's so much inventory in the market that it's really giving buyers the upper hand. So if you need to sell, we can definitely make it happen, but you have to understand why you want to sell and you have to set realistic expectations. Homes that are selling right now are homes that have been updated, homes that are in non-flood zones, homes that have something special about them. Maybe it's the view, maybe it's on a spreader canal. But you have to be realistic when pricing it, strategic selling. The price point has to be competitive with other sold homes in the area. So we look at that, we look at exactly what the other homes are selling for, and then we want to price it accordingly. There's other competition right now, so you may need to price it slightly below what the competition is if you want to sell it. Now, if you're not serious about selling and you want to just leave it sit on the market for quite a while, I mean, that's your call. But we know that if you want to sell a house in this market, you have to strategically price it, you have to strategically market it, you have to make sure that open houses are being done. We have the video shots, the drones, professional photos, and all that fun stuff. So if you are thinking about selling it, definitely give me a call and we can chat about that and see exactly what it is why you want to sell it, and then how we can market that strategically to get you the best price and to sell it as quick as possible. All right, that concludes this market update for Cape Coral for May 2025. Hope you found some great information in there. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or relocating here in Cape Coral, I'd love to help you out. Go ahead and click the link in the description. Set up your strategic Zoom call. I've been having all kinds of people call me from the north, from Colorado, Ohio, upstate New York, Connecticut, and we just chat and strategize about what it is you're trying to accomplish. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be spending your winter down here next year, avoiding those gray skies and cold, frigid snowstorms. So go ahead and call me. Go ahead and click that link, set up a call, and we'll chat and get you your perfect waterfront home here in the city of Cape Coral. We've got some great Gulf access canal homes waiting for you. Until next time, making realty dreams a reality here in the beautiful city of Cape Coral.